Hi everybody, I'm Jen Kelly. Today we're going to be making falafel. Falafel is a fantastic vegetarian staple. It's such a great go-to meal because it's easy to take with you. It's great for lunch, it's great for dinner, it's great for a snack. It goes so well with hummus and baba ganoush and tahini sauce and yogurt sauce, and it's such a great, Mediterranean sort of snack food, and it's a favorite of mine. However, I do find difficulty finding in stores and in restaurants quality falafel. Quality falafel that also hasn't been fried in God knows what kind of oil. So I'm making my own falafel that I'm going to bake. So these falafels start with chickpeas, of course, which is the main ingredient. So in here I have 2 cups of cooked chickpeas. So if you're using dried chickpeas, you're going to start out with 1 cup of dried. Soak them overnight for, a good 24 hours. And then the next day you can drain them and put them into your food processor or your blender with about 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. So that's what I have here right now. So this is ready to go. And we're just going to add a couple of things. I'm going to add a leek. I'm going to give it a little bit of substance with the leek. And so I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'll just cut it into some chunk-sized pieces. But basically it's going to get pretty pulverized in there, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But 1 leek, and you can use the green part too. This leek has already been trimmed, so I just took off the rough outer leaves and the thick stem. But so I'm using the green parts and the white parts. Leek and garlic, which are both major ingredients in this falafel, are great immune builders. They are super detoxifiers, but they're super immune builders. So getting these things in on a regular basis, really great idea, especially at the change of the seasons. We really want to keep our immune systems up and the strongest. Anything white in that family, the onion, the garlic, the leeks, the scallions, the ginger, all those sort of naturally white foods are known immune system boosters. So good to know and good to add them in, especially in a staple food like this. Okay, I'm just going to chop up a few cloves, maybe 3-4 cloves of peeled garlic. And I do love garlic, as I'm telling you all the wonderful reasons for it, but also I do love the flavor. So I tend to over garlic. If you're not a huge garlic fan, then maybe you want to put maybe 2 or 3 cloves. So we're just going to chop those up and add them in. I have had some husbands complain about their wives when they come home smelling from my cooking class, smelling of garlic. Let's put in now a half a lemon. So I'm using my famous squeezer here, which gets so much juice out, so much more of the juice out than I could get out just with my hand, if you see how much it's squeezed out. So we've got half a lemon in there. And now some spices. I'm going to do 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I'm going to do 1/2 teaspoon of the Celtic salt, which, as you know, is my salt of choice, both for flavor and for the 42 trace minerals that you find in there, which are difficult to find in food. We're not eating as much seafood as we used to, and we're not getting those minerals from the sea, so that's a great source right there. Okay, and then I'm going to put a full teaspoon of cumin, which is really the flavor of the falafel. So I'm going to put a full teaspoon in there. Okay. And now, if you have a regular blender or food processor, you're just going to pulse this. I'm going to put my Vitamix on about 4 or 5, probably use the tamper here. I just want to get a consistency sort of like meatloaf, meatball consistency, where I'm able to form patties out of them. So it should be wet enough from the little bit of water in there, but from the chickpeas and the lemon juice. But if you feel like it's not holding together enough, you can add a little bit more water. Okay. Okay, that looks good. into small balls, small patties. We're going to bake these. You certainly could fry them in coconut oil or avocado oil if you wanted to, and that wouldn't be the worst choice ever, but I'm going to try to bake these just to avoid the fried and have a little bit healthier choice. So I'm going to take them and get a scoop here, and I'll just roll it around. These are holding together perfectly, right? They even already look like a little patty. So I'm just going to form maybe like a little patty like that, and I'm going to place them onto a parchment paper pan, and I'm going to bake them at 350 for about 25 minutes, and about halfway through that I'll turn them over so they get a nice even cook, and then when they come out of the oven I'll be right back and I'll show you. Stay tuned. Okay, my falafel are done, and you can see how they've come out. They were in for a total about 30 minutes, and about halfway through I turned them over and brushed each side with a little bit of olive oil, just to give them that little brownness on top when they came out. So I'm serving this with my Kalamata hummus, which is also a video that you can see, and some sprouted green pita, and this is going to be my lunch right now. I know, you want to taste? Get to the kitchen. You're going to love it. Mmm. Delicious. As good as any falafel that I've had out in a restaurant, but without that greasy, fried, you know, have to let it sit on the napkin for 5 minutes and dab all the oil off first. These are wonderful, especially with the hummus. Really, really nice together. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for joining me in the Healthy Kitchen. I will see you next time.